Okay. So when I give people tours at Chick Publications, I love to take them to the Codex Sinaiticus. It's so fun because, and I have a big poster, you know, there's a $170 poster, I know you know. So you got that big old poster with all those high quality pictures of every page of the Sinaiticus, and I show them the white sections, and I say, those white sections were what were around in 1844. We know that because Constantine Tischendorf went down to St. Catherine's Monastery in the Sinai Peninsula, no, the Egyptian Peninsula, because that's part of Egypt, not really Sinai. But he went to St. Catherine's Monastery, and he takes these pages out, and he takes them to the King of Saxony. And of course, the King of Saxony takes them and locks them up. He's got them. So Tischendorf can't do anything else to them. They're the way they are. They still are today. And the characteristic of them is they're white. But in 1845, a few months later, Porfiry Uspensky, a guy who's over the monasteries, he has every right to be there, every right to look at his own manuscripts, as it were. They're under his purview, and he's a scholar. He's a Russian. He goes through and he describes them, and he describes them in Old Church Slavonic, and it was so fun to decipher that. I loved it because I did it myself with Slovenian, Bulgarian, and Russian, and a missionary friend knew somebody who knew Old Church Slavonic but only translated it into Russian. They translated it into English, and when I put the two of them together, I was over 95% right. That's pretty cool. And when I read it, it said, described it just like it is today, and described it, though, as white. Just the same color as we see in the Leipzig copies that are over with the King of Saxony. So in 1859, Tischendorf comes back, and he's saying, see all the rest of this here? This is what Tischendorf got when he came back in 1859 with the Russian delegation. It was awesome. So he grabs this and he takes it away. Now, wait a second. It's not the same color. Tischendorf spent a lot of time with those pages that he took to the King of Saxony, so he knows the color is different. So why didn't he say something? Why didn't he say, hey, dude, this color is different. What happened? You guys spill something? Like, what is this? The whole thing got darkened? And he described it himself as Suflava, not white. Suflava meaning yellowed, maybe aged or something like that, depending on how you play with the Latin. And so there's this document that's a different color. Now, who changed the color? And first of all, if Tischendorf wasn't in cahoots, then why didn't he simply go and say, hey, somebody darkened this? There's no notation anywhere of that. He never said it. He never complained about it. And then why didn't... Well, wait, what if he changed it, or somebody he knows changed it? Then I got two questions there. I mean, did his friends do it? Well, if so, he knew about it. With his permission, or his knowing. And he was okay with it, because he didn't talk about it. Or else he did it himself, maybe with some help. And then, you gotta ask another question though. If you had the world's oldest Bible, why would you stain it? Why would you ruin it? Unless maybe Tischendorf figured out that it wasn't the world's oldest Bible, but actually was much, much newer. And he just didn't want anybody to know about it. That would explain, of course, why he didn't join the two pieces together, go to the King of Saxony and say, hey, let's put these things together and try to explain it, which he didn't. Just a thought.